Mokuzo's armor will make his approach noisy, so Haruhiro, Ranta, and I will handle the initial attack. If we can close in on the goblin without waking him, the three of us will finish it. If we do wake him, Yume, use your bow, Shihuru, back us up with magic, and Mokuzo, take the front. If it becomes a head-on fight, we'll use
Grimgar, A Fantasy in Ash was produced by A1 Pictures. It's the same studio that brought you Fairy Tail and Sword Art Online. The story follows a boy by the name of Haruhiro who wakes up in a room with a bunch of other people. Nobody remembers their past and nobody knows why they're there. They're told that they're now volunteer soldiers, part of the reserve army, and that they have to protect the world of Grimgar from the threats that surround the area. That means getting rid of goblins and other monsters and collecting the spoils of that. Everyone is told to get together into parties, and then they're left to join guilds and obtain skills. Haruhiro is part of the last of the bunch, the people that didn't get chosen. They all band together and try to figure out how to survive in the world of Grimgar. Haruhiro decides to become a thief. The other characters in his party include Minato, who is the priest and the leader of the bunch, essentially. He's a very charismatic and likable character. Then you have Yume, who is the hunter of the bunch, the one with the bow and arrow. Then there's Shihuru, who is the mage of the bunch, and she's the shy, typical girl in the story with big boobs that they talk about a lot. We then have Mokuzo, who's the tank, who's the fighter, who's the big guy, but of course he's a gentle giant. Then finally there's Ranta, the annoying dark knight. So in this party you have all the basic characters you'd see when you're playing an RPG, and you have all the different anime archetypes that you typically see in this kind of genre. So now that they have a party assembled, they spend their days, going out and hunting goblins and trying to make money and trying to survive in this world of Grimgar. When it comes to the story, there is a lot of unanswered questions. The major one being the main reason why they're there. You're never told, you're always left in the dark about how everybody got into this fantasy world of Grimgar. They touch on it a little bit in the beginning of the series, but then you never hear about it ever again, and for some reason the characters don't question it. They don't question why they're there. They don't question what they're doing. They don't try to find out what happened or how they got there. They don't want to find out about their past. Occasionally they would say random words that you wouldn't know about in a fantasy world, like cell phone or something, and then they would say the word and they don't know what it means, but they would say it. So this suggests that they come from a modern kind of world and get sucked into this like fantasy world. The show is only 12 episodes, and seeing as how the anime is based on a series of light novels that are still going on with so many unanswered questions in the story, I'm really hoping there's going to be a second season of this anime, because I really did enjoy the anime and I really loved it. So the story has a few plot holes, and the story can drag on at times, and it's got a very slow pace. What this anime is really about isn't the world necessarily. The anime is about the characters, and that's especially what I loved about it, is how realistic this anime is in terms of characters and character relationships and how they deal with the stresses in life. Most of this anime has voiceover of the main character, Haruhiro, and he talks a lot about his feelings and his emotions and what's going through his head, which you don't see too much in a lot of anime. The pacing is really slow, but it's not boring. And it's not boring because you're so invested in the realism and emotion of these characters. For instance, in most anime, if there's a character that's never killed anyone before and they kill someone, it's like no problem, whoop-de-doo, they killed him, great. But in this anime, the first time that the party gets together, goes out, and tries to kill their first goblin, it's not a walk in the park. Nobody knows what they're doing. They're all bad at fighting, and everything shows how like horrible they are. They don't go out and immediately be awesome at fighting and kill the goblin and have no problem. It takes like 5 people to kill one goblin, and when they do kill the goblin, they're in a state of shock and they're emotionally drained, and it's super hard for them because they've never killed anything before. And that's what makes this anime great, is that it shows that really human side of characters that you really never see in most anime. Some of the characters in the story are not too well touched upon. The main focus is always on Haruhiro and Minato. It takes a while for relationships to build, and the character development is slow, but it's organic. It feels real and it feels human, essentially. It doesn't feel like you're watching anime characters. It feels like you're watching real people at times. The art and animation in this anime are awesome. The character designs are solid, and the backgrounds look like beautiful watercolor paintings. And the anime knows that it's a good-looking anime because it takes time to just show you the landscapes and show you the environment, and then they just have slow pans of like the sunset. And it's really great. It gives you a better sense of the world they're in, and it just great to look at. The animation is smooth, and the action sequences are awesome and violent, surprisingly. I didn't know the anime would be as violent as it is because the art suggests it wouldn't be, because it's super soft and pastel-like. The music in this anime is really nice. It goes well with the pacing, it goes well with the action scenes and what they do. Also, there's a lot of just lyrical songs in the anime. They would take time to just play a song for you and just have you relax and look at the scenery and look at the people. It doesn't really give much to the story, but it immerses you better into the world. So yeah, music is solid. The opening and ending theme songs are great. Overall, Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash is definitely not for everyone. The biggest gripe people will have is the plot holes and the very slow pacing. There's not a lot that happens action-wise or story development-wise in the 12 episodes. But that's because it's only the first few books in the series of novels that are already out. Hopefully all of those unanswered questions will be answered in a potential second season. This anime is for people that will enjoy a slow, realistic, organic character development. I'm glad that they're not trying to rush things or fit a lot into a little bit. And that's where I think this anime does a great job, is showing you the human side of these characters and showing you how vulnerable they are and how emotional they can be. Go into it just expecting to feel. I love the show and I would recommend it. Give it a try and go into it not expecting too much action or anything. Go into it expecting the human experience. I'll give Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash a 4 out of 5 because it's that awesome. Go check it out. Right now it's on Hulu and it might be on Crunchyroll. I'm not too sure. But it's only 12 episodes. You can get through it pretty quick. So go out there and watch it, and I'll see you guys next time.